Oh, cool, we got tacos.
Yeah, tacos always show up on Tuesdays. That's just the common sense around here.
Oh, I see. Wait, what? What is the meaning of common sense? You hear it a lot when talking to people who talk about something that is general. Whenever we have a conversation with people that come to questioning the thoughts of everyday matters, it usually ends with this. It's just common sense. Everyone knows this. You shouldn't question how it works. But what does that even mean? Common sense only ever really applies to whatever area you are in. Each and every individual derives their common sense from three places: knowledge, personal experience, and cultural norms. Depending on where you live, your common sense may seem normal, while outsiders might consider it strange. That's the subjective nature of common sense. My common sense might be your nonsense. From your perspective, you may see a square, but for mine, it's a circle. That doesn't mean our perspectives are wrong. They're just different. It's the common sense that we grew up with. But if we look at it in its entirety, instead of arguing which way is the right way, we can see that we're both talking about the same thing. But we get so focused that our sense is the right sense, it causes us to only see one way of thinking. The information we receive will shape our interactions with objects in the world. Spiders are seen as scary and dangerous, and they will cause harm to us. They look dangerous, so they must be dangerous. This is how common sense works. It uses pre-existing biases and assumptions, spiders are dangerous because they can potentially bite and hurt you, as a way to make us understand our world. But if you actually look into what spiders are dangerous towards people, you'll see they're only about 10% that have enough danger to hurt a human. The rest of them, they don't have anything. They just feel like a mosquito bite. It's simple and not hard to understand that a spider could potentially harm you. But if we get rid of all the spiders, we'll just have an infestation of bugs that are much worse. We need the essence of understanding and respect to truly know what spiders are good and what spiders are bad, instead of the initial reactions based on common sense. Repetition also plays a role in shaping one's common sense. If you hear something frequently enough, it could start to make sense no matter how crazy it might be. Like how people believe black cats crossing your path are a sign of misfortune. Common sense is one of our biggest enemies. It makes us want to try and confirm what we believe in first without ever looking beyond what we know. Following common sense will only ever cause us to find information that will fit within our narrow mindsets. This is not to say that common sense is of no value. It can be reliable, particularly with familiar and straightforward matters. However, in complicated and unfamiliar situations, common sense could lead to errors or misconceptions. Common sense might tell you you're healthy as you look and feel okay, but lab results may say otherwise. Common sense can be where your assessment of a situation begins, but probably shouldn't be where it ends. It's important to seek reliable information across many different senses to support our conclusions, as ultimately facts, not gut feeling, must carry the day. Doesn't that mean that common sense is more of a biological thing than an informational one? The information that we get influences our common sense. It's not the real common sense, but instead it's the innate feeling that we have from our most common of senses. The feeling of love, the feeling of jealousy, the feeling of pain, anger, hunger, generosity. Aren't those really the true essence of common sense? Not the conformational biased form of common sense we use to protect our thoughts. In reality, the truest common sense would probably be the sense of self-preservation. That is the truest one amongst all creatures on this earth. We are animals, and we are alive. Anything alive tries to live the best it can be so that way it can spread itself more. This is why we will usually go and protect what is closer to us than protecting others. That's just common sense. We tend to praise people that give more of themselves to others, and maybe call them heroes. We were always told to try and strive to be a hero for others when we were smaller. However, as we grow, we tend to find all that we can really do is try our best to make ourselves survive. Those sorts of acts of kindness and heroism are actually uncommon. Yet isn't that a common sense that most people have? To try and just be good, to aspire to be a hero? Why is the action of being good considered uncommon? I feel like we should make this trait more common than the selfish nature that all life follows. And that's the problem with common sense. It's the term that we use to protect our own way of thinking. Because we are creatures of tribalism. We only ever take action once it hurts us. And if it hurts someone else but we gain from it, we tend to justify it, which seems kinda cruel, almost animalistic in a way.